Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is number 7 in my Guilty Pleasure series and hopefully it'll be the last one, although I'm sure I might be able to scrape up another one. But basically this one's called What's on the CD. Now how this came about was that I work night shift and I've got a 35-minute drive to work. I leave the house around 9 o'clock, 9:05, and usually I'll make a CD to play to and from work, and even in my breaks I'll go out and listen to a bit of music. But sometimes I really want something uplifting, something only I can hear and I can blare it, and that's where the Guilty Pleasures come in. So I made a compilation CD of what I call Guilty Pleasures, although looking down this list they're not all Guilty Pleasures. Some of them are very, very good songs, but I've enjoyed every single one of them travelling to and from work. I did this a couple of weeks ago, I'm just making the video now. There's 22 songs on this CD and I'll show you records that I have. Obviously I made the CD from MP3 files, but I'll show you what I've got. So the first one up, and this is in the order of the CD, and it's Candi Staton and Young Hearts Run Free. Now I wouldn't call this a guilty pleasure because this is an absolutely fantastic song. It got to number 2 in 1976 and I absolutely love it, and this here was gifted to me from James Griffiths, or by James Griffiths, last year, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. It opens up the CD. The next one is another disco-y type one, and it's Tina Charles and it's I Love to Love, and this got to number 1 in 1976, and you just can't help singing along to this. Turn it up, play it loud, brilliant stuff. And another one to turn up, play loud, and it's from 1988, and this is the Time Lords, Doctor in the TARDIS, and you just let this one rip as well. Number 1, 1988, absolutely brilliant. These are the KLF, I believe, and it features bits of The Sweet and Gary Glitter, but it's fantastic, really good uplifting tune. Next one, a number 1 from 1977, it's Manhattan Transfer, Chanson d'Amour. Yeah, I absolutely love this as well. The rat-ta-ta-ta-ta is brilliant and it got on the CD. Now the real guilty pleasures are coming up now, and the next one's a number 1 from 1980, and it's Kelly Marie, It Feels Like I'm in Love. Absolutely love it. Written by Ray Dorset of Mungo Jerry. This was originally slated to be offered to Elvis Presley, but he died, so it wasn't. But the demo version of this is completely different to her disco version, but I think this is fantastic. The next one up on the CD is Bucks Fizz, of course, and The Land of Make Believe, a number 1 hit at the start of 82. It was released at the end of 81, but yeah, absolutely love it, really do. I actually do love Bucks Fizz, which you know. That was number 1 in 82. A number 2 hit in 1980, and it's Auto and Disco. And if you don't sing along to this, there's something wrong with you. Absolutely love it. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And it got on. And then a number 3 hit from 1978. And it's Scott Fitzgerald and Yvonne Keeley, and it's If I Had Words. And this is about 4 lines repeated over and over and over again. But it's so infectious. You know, we bought the single back in the day, and yeah, great, and it got on the CD too. The 9th song is Dollar and Who Were You With in the Moonlight, and this only got to number 14 in 1979, but it's an absolutely fantastic song. Catchy as hell. In fact, Dollar's music is pretty good. Their first album is excellent. There's even a proggy tune on it called Overture, which is great. So this is the 9th one on my list. And the 10th one is a number 4 hit from 1975, and it's Mike Batt and it's Summertime City, and this is basically a Wombles song without any Wombles reference at all. It's what the Wombles would have sounded like if it wasn't the Wombles, if you see what I mean. It's a really good uplifting tune, and number 4 in 75. The 11th song on the list is Boney M, and it's Brown Girl in the Ring. Yet another one that you would sing along to, play loud, really enjoy it. And then the 12th one, I don't know if you'd call this a guilty pleasure or not, but it's Marshall Hayne and Dancing in the City, and this is actually on the Harvest label. And this got to number 3 in 1978, and I think it's a fantastic tune. And then another one on the Harvest label is La Belle Epoque, and it's their disco version of the 60s song Black is Black, which I think is one of my favourite disco tracks. Absolutely love it. So it gets on. The 14th song, and a very guilty pleasure, from 1981 and a #1 hit, is Anika or Annika and Japanese Boy. It was a little bit politically incorrect these days, but it's such a catchy number, really is. Love it. And then the 15th song, I've shown an album, and it's The Brotherhood of Man. This is a real guilty pleasure, and it's Figaro, and I think this is fantastic. It got to #1 in 1978, and it's a really good track. Now these guys here really wanted to be ABBA, and their previous #1, Angelo, was a complete rip-off of Fernando, and it got to #1 as well. So yeah, Brotherhood of Man, Figaro, fun song. And then the 16th track is from the New Seekers, and a #25 hit from 1977, and it's I Wanna Go Back, which again is catchy as hell, and I love it. Okay, the 17th one, and another good, well, they're all guilty pleasures, but this is serious guilty pleasure, and it's Guys and Dolls, and There's a Whole Lot of Lovin'. I remember this in the charts, always liked it. The lead singer is probably one of the hairiest men ever in this world. I think he died a couple of years ago, or quite recently, but this got to #2 in the charts, and you see the two in the middle are actually Teresa Bazar and David Van Day, who went on to be in Dollar, so really they featured twice. But this is a great song. Only bought the album because of that song. The rest of the album's rubbish, but I still do love that song. The 18th one, and it's Pussycat, a #1 hit from 1976, and it's Mississippi. And again, bought it for this song. This album's crap, but the Mississippi song is great. And then the 19th one is Baccarat and Yes Sir I Can Boogie, which I think is another fantastic disco-y number, and it gets on the CD. The 20th one is by Clout, and it's Substitute, a #2 hit from 1978, and yeah, I love this as well. Actually, they do the song Since You've Been Gone on this, before Rainbow did it. This is actually not a bad album, so I wouldn't really call this a guilty pleasure, but it's one of those really catchy pop songs, and I suppose it falls in that bracket sort of, but it gets on at #20. #21, and this is an embarrassing one, and it's The Dooleys, and it's Chosen Few, and I bought it just for that song. There's another one on here called Wanted, which was the big hit, which I'm not too keen on, and the rest of the album's rubbish, but I've always loved Chosen Few, so it gets on. And to finish off, it has to be the Nolans and I'm in the Mood for Dancing, which is one of the best disco songs ever, and it got to #3 in 79. Chosen Few got to #7 in 79. So there you go. So that's my CD made up of guilty pleasures. As I say, most of them are guilty pleasures, some of them are actually really good songs, but one thing they have in common is I love them all. So how would you rate that? Do you think they're all guilty, or they're all terrible? You know, let me know below, but still, I'll defend them. Okay, that's me for now, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.